Tyrannus Bane, a champion of the shadow, has taken control of the land of the living. The dead rise from the earth in the north, and follow Tyrannus in undeath. Weather is unnatural and people are falling with sickness. Nobody knows what his goal is, but the world is trying to stop him. Meet Timberfall, home of musicians, mercenaries, and drunks. Although dysfunctional, they harbor the largest rebel forces the world has to offer. 3 heroes of different backgrounds come together on a journey to combat evil on the brink of a new era. Bernard the Bard, played by Michael Bouchard, the greatest musician in the land.
And don't forget my way with the women, it's pretty important.
Bogard Humphrey, played by Troy Barkley, the greatest shot in the land and heaviest drinker ever mentioned.
Don't one of you boys touch my whiskey or I'll kill you.
And Gregeth, the scaly-skinned half-dragon. In dire situations, his dragon wings and strength carry him to safety.
Except I don't run. I burn everything and then you could say I'm the fearless leader.
I don't know that I would say fearless or leader. It's kind of my thing, no offense.
This week's episode, Leadership Quarrels. The heroes are now 34 miles into their journey and are trekking through the Redwood Downs forest. Already they face internal problems.
And that's the last of the bandits, I swear to God. If we run into another bandana-wearing junkie or fight another pack of wolves that would like nothing more than to bite my crotch, I'm going to kill myself.
Hey man, I don't think the wolves are really all that bad. I mean, I kinda like it when they twist her.
Please don't finish that. Look, we should just set up in that cave for the night. It's a safeguard from the increasingly bad weather. I don't like the looks of those clouds.
No man, forget that. Rain isn't going to hurt anybody. We should continue going.
The storm could get bad. I say we play it safe and stay in this cave for the night.
Oh yes, let's hide it under a rock like scared little insects. No, I'm not afraid of the rain. Let's continue going.
Listen, Gregeth, I know you don't like listening to me, ever. It's become increasingly apparent that we currently have a problem.
What are you talking about?
Oh, don't even try to hide your passive-aggressive attitude towards me. Gregeth, I've seen you. You've been displaying your hatred of me since you followed the group. You've been complaining about me to Bogart every time I make a decision. You carved 3 very elaborate drawings of me dying in very painful ways, and you're doing it again.
Who made you leader? As far as I can tell, you're just a power-hungry rat who thinks he can take advantage of Bogart and I, getting us to run around doing your dirty work.
What? No, it's not that at all.
We're not falling for your psychological riffraff, are we, Bogart?
Dragon Boy, stop. Listen, I'm trying to... And he flew straight away, of course. Bogart, what just happened? Am I doing something wrong?
Boy, this ain't nothing more than what sounds like the argument that led to the divorce of my 3rd wife. It's alright at first, but then you realize you're not really into the whole scales and stuff after a couple of days. Anyway, do these raindrops look a bit off to you? I've been walking around for hours and they just keep getting slower and slower. It's kind of strange. They've been speaking to me about destiny and the meaning of life, and I just can't take this anymore. They won't shut up.
Hand me your backpack. Look, buddy, I know you don't have any alcohol, and it's been a few days, but you gotta stop eating the mushrooms in the forest. They make you see things.
But I don't have any.
I know. Just don't.
The heroes wandered in the cave with their gear and set up camp. After a few hours, Gregeth reluctantly joined in the cave. The tension was rising, however, as Gregeth built his rage and already planned his revenge. Gregeth had a shady past. It involved making a few deals with less than desirable company, but he knew where the work would be done. Meet Loki, the dealer that Gregeth once traded with. The terms were always of question, but they seemed harmless. Seemingly random, but harmless. But he doesn't just meet with Loki. He summons him because Loki was a demon. Gregeth then slips away from Bernard and Bogart and prepares the complicated ritual. But Gregeth and Loki had gone way back, so it was second to nature.
Come forth, demon. Heed my summoning.
It feels good to be back. Hello, Gregorith.
Hello, Loki.
Let's kick this useless banter. Who hurt you this time?
A religious old man? Perhaps someone stubbed your toe. Or maybe your poor, miserable, broken soul is still convinced that Dragon Boy is a fairly racist term.
That is our word.
As hot-headed and empty as usual, I see.
You should know something about hot-headed emptiness being a hellish demon and all.
I know what I am, but you run from yourself every time you bring me here.
Enough. I didn't come here to just chat.
And I suppose you think I did, being brutishly pulled from the pit just because Bowser got his feelings hurt.
If you call me Bowser one more time...
You'll what? Send me back to hell to burn like crispy bacon? After what you did, you don't get a say in anything regarding my actions, traitor.
And now I'm a hellish demon. I have powers you can only imagine.
Lokai had nothing less than absolute power, despite being no different than the way any human looks. However, Gregeth knew now that all the demon had to do was use his mind, and he could move living beings. It was as though he was psychic.
Gregeth, you are more soulless than I could ever be.
So, you're going to tell me what spineless act you need me to commit.
The act is justified, and
I don't care. Tell me what you want, or I'm using you to make some new delicate cave paintings.
I want Bernard the Bard slain.
And I want a soul for it.
Take his and shred it. Don't harm the other man.
Oh, now you're worried about collateral damage.
Lokai.
Gregeth, it's been 2 lifetimes. I don't care anymore.
But I can tell you one thing. When your time is up, you can guarantee I'll be first in line to drag you down right down here with me. I don't remember much, but I remember you, and that's enough for me.
And with that, Lokai vanished. Gregeth knew Lokai very well, but that was a story for another day. For Gregeth had made a very grave mistake. Bernard had suspected rash action from Gregeth, but not a demon dealing, not something so destructive. Gregeth stepped to travel back as he listened intently. Bernard kept silently in the shadows. But it wasn't enough. With the new silence, Gregeth heard every heartbeat Bernard made, and Bernard was getting nervous. He knew Gregeth had detected him, so the beat was getting even faster. Bernard did only what he found to be logical, use his bardic music to stop Gregeth. He started playing. But Gregeth wouldn't let him finish. Being a half-dragon, he had limited access to the fire-breathing prowess of his father, and pushed him back with the flames. Physically, Bernard was overwhelmed in a fistfight, but he was determined. He would not lose.
You're plotting to kill me? How could you turn on me like this? This was at best a misunderstanding. I don't understand why you think like this.
Don't make me look like a bad man here with your control issues. This is your doing.
You made a deal with a demon, you stupid piece of crap. Can you be not selfish for 2 seconds and try to work with the group? This is why you are alone in the world, you miserable dragon.
Because of you, Lokai.
Gregeth seemed possessed because he wasn't even aware he was fighting Bernard anymore. He was living a memory so vivid that he punched Bernard out cold and kept punching, and suddenly halted. He could have killed Bernard on the spot, but he didn't. He released his clenched fists and fell back. He was horrified, and then he caught Lokai in the corner of his eyes, just clapping.
Not too bad for a sniveling ball of insecurity. Throw a couple of daddy issues and someone talking down to you, and you could fight the gods.
What do you want from me?
I'd ask you the same, but I guarantee you won't go anywhere. You didn't even need to make a deal with me to have this guy under your thumb. He was really trying to work things out with you. Well, no harm, no foul. I'll just finish him and take his soul.
No, you didn't even touch him. The deal is off. He's going to live.
Oh, so what? You think you can just turn around and just start trotting the path of redemption? Because you can't, you won't, and you're forgetting.
Can't break deals with demons. We've already agreed, so Bernard is now property of hell.
Besides, do you really think he wants to travel with you now? Gregor, I'm a freaking demon. No, Bernard will try to kill you or escape the moment he wakes up. So step back. This is exactly what you wanted.
Not anymore. Touch him and I'll kill you.
Gregeth proceeded to blast fire at Lokai, who seemed surprised. He quickly reacted and locked Gregeth in place with his mind.
You are nothing but a thorn in my side from life and death. You know nothing but betrayal and confusion.
Suddenly an arrow struck the head of Lokai, seemingly killing him. Gregeth gasps for air as the hold is released. He staggers to his feet to see none other than Bogard Humphrey.
Looks like you boys needed some help from the old Bogard.
I've never been so happy to hear that stupid arrow pun. How did you find me anyway?
The mushrooms told me you were in danger after I drank about a gallon of that purple lake water. Also, remind me not to deep fry another one of those forest pixies. They're pretty mad about that. Anyway, you think that boy's gonna be alright?
Yes, Bernard's much stronger than he lets us believe. Bogart, I was going to kill him.
Boy, am I gonna have to shoot 2 arrows today?
No, nothing like that. I let him go for some reason. I'm just hoping he wants to talk when he wakes up.
Oh, hell, you two should be alright. I forgave a bear that ate my 6th wife. The first 5 minutes were pretty hard, but you gotta let things go.
Yes, I hope we kill Tyrannus Bane.
And so our first journey ended here, for now. They would tend to Bernard's wounds and have a lot to talk about in the morning. One thing was certain, though. Stories would need told in the future about their exploits and how they became the adventuring group. I'm Trent Whitehead, reminding you to join us next week.